Good morning. Greetings. Well, it's good morning for me anyway for this Tuesday morning. I hope all is well. This will be a relatively short podcast, and I think what we'll do with this is I'll put the chat box up here on the screen for those of you who watch this on the replay. We haven't done a comments corner in a while. This is where I highlight some of your comments, and I will respond to some of them, not obviously all of them. But yeah, just the comments corner, a quick one. And if anybody happens to be watching this, say hello in the chat. And this is an unscheduled event, so I don't know how many people will actually watch this. If you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe and the notification bell. It seems like in the past when I do these during the day at random times, I get a lot of, "Oh man, I just missed it," or I wish I would have caught it before. I didn't know you were on and all that stuff. That being said, we have a sponsored live show, a community member sponsored live show coming up. I believe we'll do it this Friday. I'm thinking about 8:15 my time, Eastern time, or 8:15 New York time. So if you would like to sponsor a live show, just go to the PayPal link below for Toss Today. You can remain anonymous, and you don't even have to, pick a topic or appear on the show. If you'd like to pick a topic, please do. So this Friday night, Friday or Saturday, I think we'll do it Friday. We'll do a sponsored live event. Not sure about the topic yet. Maybe Linux and hardware or something like that. So we'll just go from there. So let me go look here into the YouTube studio. The signal says excellent, so I'm going to trust that it is excellent. So let me go ahead and split screen here. And let's see. All right. Yates Networks is in the house. Welcome. How are you? It has been a long time no see. Yeah, I try to do these during the day, live shows during the day at random. Normally I do these on the weekends, nighttime normally. I know for a lot of people it's too late to stay up late, although some do, like 2, 3 in the morning. So thank you. Okay, so let's go to some of the comments, and we'll go back. I'll go back to the. Let's see here. I don't want that. And we'll go back into the chat. So, all right. So let's get started with this Comments Corner podcast. Now remember, if you want to catch any future videos, you have to click both subscribe and the notification bell. That seems to work best, from what I understand. Okay, so I picked about 10 comments. Let's get started. Comment number 1. This was on the number 1 Linux distribution. There was a comment on there that says, "Why not just use Xubuntu?" Okay, I give up. Why not use Xubuntu? Just a joke. Yes, Ubuntu's fine. It's lightweight. It's easy to use. It's great for beginners. And if you're looking for something lightweight, I prefer Ubuntu Mate. But Xubuntu is fine. All right, comment number 2. And I picked these comments at random, no particular order. Just to make this podcast somewhat short, I tend to pick the shorter ones. Okay, Hamara Linux from India was the video from India. It's called Hamara, I think I'm saying it right, Hamara Linux, which means our Linux. Awesome. There's also Boss Linux, which is based on Debian, and Garuda Linux based on Arch. I don't think I've taken a look at Boss Linux. I'm trying to think. I believe I've taken a look at Garuda Linux based on Arch, and yeah, Garuda Linux looked pretty sharp actually. All right, and by the way, on Garuda Linux, someone tried it for gaming for their kids, and they had issues. And yeah, it's multimedia gaming still struggles with Linux in general. To that person, I would recommend you try Ubuntu-based. such as Ubuntu Mate or Ubuntu or something like that, you might have better luck versus a rolling distribution like Garuda Linux. Just personal opinion. Comment number 3, can Roku replace Comcast? The response was Roku is trash. Well, I don't know if it's trash. I didn't like it because the interface was too slow. I had the little box thing, I think, and compared to my Comcast, I found it to be a little slow. Maybe there's a newer box that's faster or an upgraded box. The choices on the Roku was amazing, and I think some of you have a TV with the built-in Roku, and that's probably faster. But the little, I think it was like a $20 box, $25. I mean, for the price, it ain't bad. Just I'm so used to running things faster. So the Roku, at least the box that I had, was not for me. I can see more coming, more folks, more messages here in the chat. I will go back to the chat session as soon as I'm done with this. Okay. All right. Let's see. Number 4 comment. Linux. This was on the Linux Mint Live with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Somebody commented that Windows 10 for basic tasks runs just fine with 2 gigs of RAM, although these days 4 gig and more is standard for the low end, and most Android devices have at least that much. I understand basic tasks for Windows 10, but just 2 gigs of RAM, anything in Windows 10? I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, let me know if you guys have tried Windows 10 with 2 gigs of RAM. I suppose it's doable, but how responsive will it be? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work, but okay. Let's go with comment number 5. This is on the Linux Live and More show that we did. This made my Sunday, and he has a date of 12/27/2020. This made my Sunday afternoon. Thoroughly enjoyed the chat. Thank you guys. You are quite welcome. Would love to do more of these. It's I don't have a schedule. The only time I normally schedule something is when we have a sponsor or sponsors. That way I can put it on the calendar. I can drop what I'm doing that day or weekend, and we have somebody buying a ticket, as it were, and that's basically what a sponsorship is. You're just buying a ticket for a show or for a topic, and then I'll make time to do that show. And thank you. Okay, so this was also the a comment on the same show. I really enjoyed how Juzu, I don't know, Juzu teased Adam in the chat. Just hilarious. I missed that. But yeah, one of the nice things about the live shows, you guys can jump in the chat and do your own thing. That's sometimes I'll miss it. That's hilarious. But glad I could help. Let's see. The next comment number 7. This was on the video, Pop! OS may be the best known desktop. Someone replied, Pop! OS developers are artists. They listen to the community. And I have to tell you, if you're a developer, I cannot think of a nicer compliment. Pop! OS developers are artists. Cool. All right, number 8 was on the video I did on Patreon, how to use Patreon. There was a question, how can you send out an invitation to Patreon members to let them know when the event will start? You need to log in and go to, I'm trying to think top of my head, go to the Relationship Manager. Okay. From there, you can pick active versus inactive, current versus past members, and that'll let you choose to send out an invitation or a message. It actually works pretty good when I don't use it that much, but it works pretty good. Normally I send out emails when you donate through PayPal. I just use that email to respond. But yeah, try something called the Relationship Manager, I believe it's called, for Patreon. All right, a couple more comments, then we'll go into the chat. Number 9 was on the Windows 10 privacy settings. I used the word privacy very loosely. The comment was, hey Toss, great video. There were a lot of good privacy tips in here. However, there is one more way you can get Windows to rein in privacy settings, and it's a piece of software called O&O Shutup 10. I've used it. It does work. The problem is when you run the updates or resets everything and you have to use it again. There are some registry settings, tweaks that you can use to help stop that, but yeah, if you want the most in privacy, just don't use Windows. I'll just be honest. Okay. Finally, the last comments corner, the last comment for this podcast, it was on a video on the Ubuntu podcast, Still Fun video. I too listen to this podcast along others I listen to, but Martin Wimpress from Ubuntu Mate and Alan from Ubuntu are great guys who are funny and make the podcast interesting. So good choice for a podcast there, Toss. Yeah, the Ubuntu podcast has been on for years, at least 10 years. And I believe they're on a break now at this holiday time. But yeah, if there's one podcast that you may want to take a listen to besides this one, they are fairly short. They are entertaining. And you may enjoy, if you have the time to listen to a podcast, take a listen. Okay, let me go back into the chat box here. Tim O says, good morning, Toss. I'm going back to bed. Fine, be that way, you. No, I'm just kidding. I actually haven't had my coffee, so if I don't have coffee, I'm going back to bed myself after I have some breakfast. But anyway, Quail's in the house. Buenos dias. I believe donating to the PayPal account and let them know that you would. Oh yeah, did I miss a question? How does one sponsor? You'd have to be a brand. Normally, how I do these, Tim is correct. If you just donate to the PayPal account and say, hey Toss, this is for the next show, or sometimes it may not necessarily be to sponsor a show. It'll be like, great job you're doing. Keep up the great work. This is just for you. I don't really have a topic or a sponsor that I want to sponsor, but and that's fine too. So people can do it through the Patreon account too that I have, but most of you seem to prefer PayPal. That's fine, because both the Patreon and my PayPal account is all tied into the same bank account. So yeah, just if you want to sponsor or contribute, just use the PayPal account. That gives me your email automatically. I will respond. Something like, hey, thank you. Is there a topic? Let me know. Sometimes there is a topic, sometimes there is not, but that's how that works. Pop! OS is let's see here, is the very best GNOME. Well, it's good. I like it. So yeah. So let's see. This is from Dr. Yahia. How are you, Doc? Happy New Year to all. Seriously, Linux Fusion 2020. I found that Linux Mint 20 and Linux Mint Debian Edition, LMDE4, are their best solution for people that want to use Debian-based distro, stable and fast. What do you think? I haven't used LMDE in a while, Dr. Yahia, but I will take your word that it's stable. And as far as Linux Mint, in fact, I believe Linux Mint 21 or 20 dot something was just released, stable and fast. Totally agree. I started with Ubuntu in 2006. From there, I went to Linux Mint. From there, I went to, I got to think now, Zorin. Back to Linux Mint. Back to Ubuntu with Unity. And when Ubuntu officially dropped Unity Desktop, I stayed with Ubuntu Mate. But to answer your question, Dr. Yahya, yes, absolutely. Yeah, Linux Mint 20. Linux Mint Debian Edition, I believe it's based on Debian Stable. I've used basic Debian, in the past and choose my desktop environment. It is definitely stable, rock solid. You're not going to get the latest software, but so what? Yeah, but Debian, yeah. Anything based off of Debian Stable will be very good, Doc. So yeah. Necromancer says, Heidi ho, toss, Heidi ho, Heidi ho. Tim says, you're still here. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you were joking or going back to bed. Anyway, I'm here too. What a gloomy day. Rainy and 30 degrees and I must terminate the weather. I miss Arnold. Anyway, Razor's in the house. On Ubuntu Core, no Snap or Flatpaks. It's all app or app image for you. Yeah. I don't use Flatpaks. For me, it's right. It's Snap, apt, right? Yeah, Snap, apt, or app image for me also. So I totally agree. Cool. And so Dr. Yahia, how long have you been using? I guess you really like Linux Mint. How long have you been using it? So yeah, based on Debian Buster. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Tim says was just kidding. Okay. Cool. By the way, if you guys haven't already, check out. I know some of you have asked where is Stephanie, our good friend Stephanie. She's back. She's been back from Germany with her family up in Boston. She just posted a new video based on Germany, or the video is called Berlin. She wrote the song like in a day, and she performed it the next day or something like that. So it would be great to have her back. She's fun to be with. I miss her. Stephanie, we miss you. Come back and do a show. She's the angelic voice of YouTube, as you guys have mentioned. So check out Stephanie. In fact, I'll put her name here in the chat, and you can check her out and say hello. She had a tough time last year with the pandemic. She was stuck in Germany, I think, almost all year. She finally came back, and she's back here in the States. So great gal. I met her briefly no, it wasn't last year. It was 2019 for a YouTube meetup. And she really is. She's the real deal. Nice in person as she is on YouTube. Nothing fake about her at all. Yes, Necromancer Stephanie is amazing. What a talent. She can write a song in a day and sing it the next day. In fact, you guys don't know this, but when she came to do a concert here in the summer of 2019, she was writing a song or finishing writing a song in the hotel room. And she surprised us, and she surprised me that night of the concert. I have that video somewhere. Maybe I'll show that next time. But yeah, she is amazing. So say hello to her if you haven't already. Razer has Peppermint 10 and Ubuntu Mate and other systems, both lightweight, both good choices, absolutely. So why not? Excuse me. By the way, those of you joining in late, if you missed any of this, just replay this. Again, for those of you who come in later, you missed this to watch this, make sure you click subscribe and the notification bell. That seems to work, so you don't miss any future uploads. Again, the next scheduled live show I think will be this Friday night. It'll be a community sponsored live show. Thank you to that person. I won't mention names. Most of you prefer to remain anonymous, so I will respect that. I will always reply by email, but thank you. So Stephanie is a beautiful, bright, and kind person. She's a blessing to all. Yeah, heart of gold. Natural talent. I guess she has her mother's voice, and it was weird because when she came to visit here August of 2019, something came up at the last minute, and we were debating whether she should come. It was something happened on my end, and I'm thinking to myself, Toss, you better invite her because the future can be so unpredictable. Who the frack knew a pandemic was going to hit? A once-in-a-lifetime event. And thank God I said yes. Because if I said no, don't come, and then I would have felt like, shit. I'll just say the word shit. Thankfully, I said yes. I always trust my guts. Always trust your guts, right? A bright light in a cold world. We need people like her. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I told Stephanie. Stephanie is like the sun. Her songs warm the earth. Yeah, Ruben is in the house. Howdy, howdy. How are you? Welcome to this comments corner. Again, those of you joining in late, you can just replay this and catch the comments that I chose. Speaking of angels, I have to go giving my mother-in-law a ride to the doctor. A totally understandable necromancer. Yeah. Oh, mama number one, right? Yeah. Understood. Yes. As Christians, sometimes the Holy Spirit can nudge us to do things we need to do. Yeah, Stephanie and I had tried to get together for like 3 years, but she's doing her thing in Germany. She's only in the States certain times during the year, busy writing and this and that. And we picked a date or a week, the date, and then that week something happened here. I won't go too personal. And we were debating, and I said just come, period. She says, okay. Thank God I said that. So I was going to bring her back in 2020, but it didn't work out. I was bummed. Okay, so thank you. Yes, it's good to finally jump onto a live show. Thank you for stopping by, Necromancer. Always a pleasure. So I'll stick around for a little bit longer before I have my breakfast. Then we'll wrap it up for this Comments Corner podcast. My right knee hurts. I went jogging Saturday in the cold. The cold didn't bother me, but I should have stretched out, and I didn't. And I got to tell you, I got my bottle of Motrin here. I may have to take one or two. It is sore. Heck, I may just grab my breakfast, go back to bed, my nice warm bed. Stretch out. I don't have to stretch out as much in the summertime, but in the wintertime, guys, you want to go out in the cold and jog. Make sure you take it from Toss, Dr. Toss. Stretch out, because I'm paying the price now, and it sucks. Yeah, I have a heat cream thingy razor, yeah, so I gotta find it. It's here somewhere, but anyhow, I am a conduit for the community and new users. Thank you. That's been the goal for this channel, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. I started this channel in 2010 because there just wasn't enough good Linux channels out there, let alone a portal, a gateway for new users to tech and Linux. And I think almost 11 years later, I think this is still the channel for that, for beginners and for, the camaraderie. Say that 3 times in the live show. So I wish I could do this more, but yeah, it's been tough trying to pick up steady sponsors, in the midst of a pandemic. But anyway, thank you for those of you who contribute. Hello, Dominic Ferranos. What's up, man? We'll love to see YouTube push my stuff more. Part of that is having regular scheduled content and live shows. The only reason why I don't have a set schedule is that I don't have enough sponsors. So, yeah, I mean that's what it comes down to. So, I do appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to share some of your stuff. Thank you. Yeah, that's one way you can help. If you can't contribute, then share their channel, and we'll go from there. Well, you are awesome dudes also, Tim. So thank you. Look, if it wasn't for this, I never would have met you, the community, friends around the world. Never would have met Stephanie. You guys would not have met Stephanie or know about her. So, it's amazing that in the midst of what's going on with this pandemic, technology has brought us closer. I know it sounds weird, but, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, that's another way to contribute, is through the super chats. I think I mentioned this, but the AdSense revenue is combined. It's not just the ads, but the super chats get all combined total. So thank you. I love you too, my friend. Thank you so much. And I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Like I said, I haven't had my coffee. Forget the wine. I'll be like, welcome to the show. And just nod off. But yeah, technology has brought us together, or has made this, this world event less painful. So, yeah. Anyway, it's awful. My dad's still stuck in Italy. Haven't seen him. Well, I didn't see him last year. We keep in touch. So, but it's obviously it's not the same. I think he's safer there, all things considered. Southern Italy, he has a house between the ocean and the mountains, so he has more freedom. He has some private property there in the mountains, so he can go there and nobody bothers him. He can breathe. He has a heart condition, so he can go there and away from the madness. So overall, he is better over there right now. With the way conditions are. So it's just it would be better if he was here. So that's where we're at. I need to clean up my desk here, but I also need to figure out what to do with this Dell computer of mine. Both of my display ports crapped out. It's like I really don't know what happened. I tried rebooting. I don't think it's software related. I think it's hardware related. It's a Dell, solid machine, still is, but both display ports, not the points. Yeah, both display points. They crapped out on the points. I got to use the VGA point. Both display ports. Hallelujah. Just died. I really don't know. I'm running this through the VGA port, which is capable of full HD. However, the only VGA monitor that's full HD is my 50-inch TV. And if I put that TV in front of me here, I'm going to have to wear sunglasses to do the live shows. So yeah, this is in 720p. Sorry about that. Of course, a podcast, I guess it don't matter. I don't know what happened. We don't have any computer stores here. The closest one is like 30 miles away. I'm like, really? Yeah, Mark, no video at all. Just nothing. Just, VGA works. The expandable, the PCI Express graphics port works. I just don't have a full HD card. So it just, both display ports, they just crapped out, and it happened New Year's Day. Happy New Year. F you, Tosh. You got no display. Okay. That's what I was thinking. It's probably the motherboard affecting just that. So I mean, it's fixable. We just don't have any stores here. So yeah, I think that's what I'll just do is I'll have to pick up a low end or a low profile video card. The power supply in this thing is like less than 300 watts. So I can't buy anything fancy. I'll just have to go with a card that's capable of 1080p and leave it at that. They're just not here. There's no store. There's an office. This is where Oh, thank you, Necromancer, for the super chat. Thank you, so kind. This is where I really miss your Radio Shacks and your Circuit Cities and whatever. Of course, those are gone now, but that's what I wish we had here. There's a Walmart. There's an Office Max. Forget about it. You ain't gonna find it. Like an NVIDIA GeForce T30, GT 130. Yeah, whatever I can buy that does not require me to buy a new power supply, because I don't want to put too much money into this if there's something wrong with the motherboard. So it would have to be something that takes like very low wattage. Yeah. I'll have to look. I guess I'll look on Amazon. Something that'll give me 1080p, and I'm cool with that. HDMI, and I'm cool with that. So, just so I can do this in full HD. I don't have any 4K monitors, so yeah, going 4K right now, video card would be kind of pointless. But anyway, I do have my backup Ubuntu machine that works, but man, oh, I had a 6-minute video. It took 20 minutes to render it. 20 freaking minutes using Ubuntu, standard Ubuntu in that older machine. I said, forget about that. I can deal with the lower resolution, but 20 minutes for a 6-minute video render? No, I don't think so. So, yeah. Okay. Let's give this another 5 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. You adore B&H Photo Video. Okay, they're outstanding. It's worth the extra $5.15 to get the expedited shipping from such a reliable company. Yeah, this works, Mark. This Dell, these are very solid machines. I'm not gonna complain that much. I'll probably go through Amazon, wait a week. This works. I can deal with the 720p on my end. I hope it's okay on your end. This is actually an older AOC company. Was the name of the monitor. AOC. I believe they specialized. I don't know if they're still around, but they specialize in monitors. So this is a very solid monitor. It's just that the VGA port only gives me 720p. That being said, rendering a video zips. It's 720p. But anyway, sounds like the old potato PC. Yeah. Potato OS, yeah. But yeah, it runs. It's quiet. It runs. Everything else works. So just one of those things. I'll deal with it and move on. Ideally, is just to get a whole new PC. I thought about building one, but the prices are a little high. So really, there really wasn't that much difference between building one, just buying one, ready to go. So I save myself the labor and just buy one, I guess, eventually. Maybe if Uncle President Joey, can send out that $2,000 stimulus check, maybe I'll use that to buy a computer. Anyway. Yeah, there's nothing to it to pop in a graphics card, Mark. This is the full-size machine, so there's a lot of room in there versus the small form factor machine. So yeah, I'll just pick up a low-profile card and be ready to go. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with this for now, and I'll probably just wind up looking for a sale or a clearance and just get one pre-built, ready to go, out of the box and move on from there. So your laptop is a Dell XPS, fairly quick. I use that for any rendering of audio or video. Okay, that's cool. As long as it doesn't take too long. Well, why not? Yeah. Yes, Joe. I know Joe is an expert on building PCs. I am not. I'll be honest. I think I mentioned I have never built a PC as much as I know. I've just been too lazy. So, yeah, I've had good luck buying them. So I don't know. I'll pick up a graphics card for this so I get this thing working again, and then I'll go from there. So you had a couple of bills. You did one was like 300 flat. Yeah, the only thing is I want a faster computer for the video rendering, Mark. That's the only thing. Like if I didn't do this, I could pick up one for $300, no problem. But really, I'm looking realistically, no matter what I do, build or buy, I'm looking a minimum $700, probably closer to $1,000. It's just the multimedia graphics really takes, a lot of processing power. Oh yeah, it would be one of a kind. Totally agree, Tim. Yeah. 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 Not in any hurry right now because this still works. So, but I'll decide later on. So, okay. All right, is there anything else before I say arrivederci? And we'll maybe catch you guys Friday night. I wish I lived back in Florida. I would be doing a live show from the beach. That's what I would be doing. I think I got the original, well, not the original batteries in this remote. Anyway, Ultra battery still works for this AOC monitor. Okay, so I think we will wrap it up for this. Again, if you catch this on the repeat, anybody who missed it, just click subscribe, click the bell. Make sure you can catch me next time, and we'll go from there. So you guys know how to reach me. Arrivederci. Ciao.